This is ESPN on ABC.
Hello, Boston. The Celtics, they did their job dominating the regular season, but all of that is in the past now. Their quest for that elusive banner number 18, it starts today. The next 2 months is all that matters, and Jason Tatum knows it. Tatum, he's wearing a mic for us today, told me that he is ready to be the best player in this postseason. That starts against a familiar foe, the Miami Heat. A rematch of the conference finals. We are counting you down on ABC.
I have an appreciation for the things you can't buy, the things that you have to earn. You actually have to collectively come together to earn it.
Yeah, buddy, you ready or not? Don't really care if you wasn't LeBron. From now on, I'm calling the shots.
We know, right, what Luka does against the Clippers.
Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
But now he needs some help.
You're gonna blow it. Them, they're not important. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated.
Celtics! Together again, the Miami Heat, the Boston Celtics. It all begins in Game 1.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by Chime.
Welcome inside our Los Angeles studios alongside the champ, Kendrick Perkins, the legend, Michael Wilbon, the Energizer Bunny over here, the peerless Stephen A. Smith looking fly. I'm Malika Andrews. We're having a great doubleheader that we're going to steer you through today, where it's really a weekend of reunions, right? The Spice Girls, they got back together for a little party. Some great video coming out of that. And the Celtics, they begin their playoff campaign, getting back together with a familiar foe. So it's time to check out today's Money Moment, brought to you by Chime. The Heat and the Celtics, they're meeting for the fourth time in the last 5 postseasons, but this time Miami will be without star Jimmy Butler, and the Celtics were the best team in the NBA this past series. This season overall has been highly contested. They have split the last 2 Eastern Conference Finals, with each team winning 7 games in those series. And get this, Boston has outscored Miami by a mere 10 points over those last 14 games. Never count out the Heat. We have learned that, but without Jimmy Butler, this is a much different team than Boston faced last year. Perk, you know the Celtics all too well, and at All-Star Weekend, Jason Tatum told me that he feels like every time he steps on the floor, he is the best player that is between those lines. But you've said he wasn't.
All right, Malika, it's a beautiful time of year in Boston. It's playoff time. The Bruins won last night in their Game 1. Celtics start what they hope is a long playoff run. But the team with the best record in the league faces a team that broke their hearts last year. It's Game 1. Best of 7 of this first-round series beginning at the TD Garden. Jason Tatum, another spectacular regular season, but his #1 goal, the run for that, starts today. And he goes up against Bam Adebayo in the Heat. They have to overcome the loss of their leader, but this is a team that is always up for a challenge. And good afternoon, everyone. Along with J.J. Redick and Doris Burke, Mike Breen on hand. Lisa Salters with us as well. For the 3rd straight year, 4 in the last 5, the Celtics and the Heat meet in the playoffs. I'd call that a rivalry. Let's start with the Boston Celtics, J.J. Not only the best record in the NBA, but so dominant all season long. What makes them so good?
Well, I'll start with the defense. This was the 2nd best defense in the regular season. They have a roster filled with capable, versatile defenders. Why is that important? You rarely have to put 2 on the ball. They rarely double team. They rarely blitz. It's very difficult to create an advantage against the Boston Celtics. They have rim protection in Kristaps Porzingis, one of the best defenders of this generation in Drew Holiday. But to me, it starts with Derek White at the point of attack. Another all-defense level season from Derek White. Led all guards in blocks. Doris, this is an extremely connected group, not just defensively, but on the offensive end as well.
Joe Mazzulla talks all the time about how they attack offensively. Goes a long way to helping that vaunted defense. They're a better, more balanced basketball team than they were a year ago. They lean into the fact that they have shooting at all 5 positions. They lean heavily into the 3 ball. But the difference to me is the man in the middle. Kristaps Porzingis, they went out and got him because at 7'2", Mike, he stretches with great range, but he can also post a mismatch. He was the key to unlocking this whole thing.
Meanwhile, for the Miami Heat, they're the topic of our ruling on the court, brought to you by Burger King. This is a monumental task. No Jimmy Butler, the sprained knee. No Terry Rozier, still out with the neck injury. But this team always seems to find a way, but they can't think about a series. Right now they have to think about winning one game. How do they win one game today?
It's a reason no one relishes playing the Miami Heat, because you know no matter who's in or out of the lineup, you will not outcompete, outwork, or out-tough them. So they will have to lean more heavily into the fifth best defense in the league. But the fact of the matter is, JJ, as much as they want to muck it up and play zone and mix things for the Celtics, they've got to find a way to score the basketball.
They're playing against the #1 offense in the NBA. They have to keep pace with that. And with no Jimmy Butler, that rests with Tyler Hero and Jaime Jaquez Jr. Both these players outstanding on Friday night against the Chicago Bulls, creating offense both as scorers and playmakers. They've got to get the job done for the Miami Heat to have a chance in this game and in this series.
It's day 2 of these NBA playoffs. Yesterday, the home team won all 4 game ones. 4 more today. Celtics and Heat coming up next.
NBA First Round is presented by ESPN Bet, the official sportsbook of ESPN. This presentation of NBA First Round presented by ESPN Bet will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. As the quest begins, the destination is clear. 16 teams, 1 goal.
The sense of anticipation has been building. Playoff basketball is back.
This crowd, they are so fired up.
Stay down with me or let me go. Start to whip out just like home. Inspire me to whip up the flow.
It's about will and skill.
It's just him and the rim. Putting some muscle in his hustle.
Booming, trying to cute the simple.
Only one way to learn. Only one way through.
That's so big time.
Give everything required. Take nothing for granted.
Fires away. Puts it in from way downtown.
He is on fire.
Got a pet for the front.
He's flying charter.
Final seconds.
For the win.
This is the test.
Oh, my God. Just absurd.
Living in the trenches and survival of the fittest.
It's that time once again. The Miami Heat facing off against the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs. And it's presented by Google Pixel, the first round presented by ESPN Bet. A spectacular sunny day for the Boston Celtics. A long 82-game season. They were dominant. They now face off against a rival and a familiar foe, a banged-up rival, but a team that you can never underestimate. Right now, let's listen to Jason Tatum.
Derek White, we are back. We waited long enough. All summer, preseason, regular season, all-star break, play-in tournament. We back.
All for this.
Every player waits for the playoffs in Game 1. The starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. Again, no Jimmy Butler, no Terry Rozier, so a rookie, Jaime Jaquez, and a 19-year-old to make that a 20-year-old, Nikola Jovic in the starting lineup for Eric Spoelstra, and that dominant starting lineup for the Boston Celtics here in Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. It's always so much fun, the excitement, the hope of all the fan bases. Does my team have a chance to do something special? Can they possibly win it all? All the emotions come firing out. JJ, I know we talked about this yesterday. There's just such electricity for the opening round and Game 1 of the playoffs.
Look, it's not to say that players and coaches don't care about regular season games. You certainly get up for them, but there's nothing like the playoffs, Mike. The feeling before a Game 1 of the series, the nerves, the jitters, That's what you live for as a player.
And Doris, for the Boston Celtics, this is a team with, there's really only one goal. So all that's happened during the regular season has aimed toward this moment to continue now for the next 2 months.
There's no question, Mike, they were by far the best home team in the league. 34 wins in the house. But remember, a season ago, they struggled a little bit in the playoffs at home. So I know they're anxious to get off to a good start here.
They were 5-6 at home in the playoffs. That's hard to believe. Different story this year at home in the regular season. 37-4. And the 64 wins, the fourth most in franchise history. And that's saying a lot in the storied franchise of these Boston Celtics. And now it's going to be fascinating.